Good evening, everybody. Good evening. If you can help me out and let me know that you are seeing me okay and hearing me okay, that would be awesome. Welcome to our first ever What's Up Wednesday. This is going to be a weekly program that we're going to do 6 p.m. Central for about an hour. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I am really excited to experiment with you tonight. So we got a pretty busy hour ahead, but this is really about you. I just love engaging with this audience and each and every one of you in so many different ways, and that's what this really is about. So you're going to see some things tonight that is quite different than we've done before. Again, this is going to be a weekly program, and the intent here is to share what's been going on, not only in my van life, but with you in the audience, some of the questions, and we're doing some experimentation. So I'm really excited about this. So my name is Scott. Welcome to Go Small, Live Large. In case you don't know, we're a YouTube channel dedicated to the RV lifestyle, the van RV lifestyle in particular. What you're looking at behind me is my van. That's a Winnebago Travato 59GL. G is the floor plan, L is for lithium. I have a Volta lithium ion system, which is amazing. I'm currently in Florida. I'm on the Atlantic side of Florida in the West Palm Beach area in my sister-in-law's driveway. So my whole coach is being driven from my Volta system tonight, and we're staying here. They got a little party going on inside, and I'm going to join them when this is over. So beyond intention, thank you for that. Hey, and if you're getting anything out of this, thumbs up would be awesome, and get a question going. I am trying some new stuff tonight. We are going to talk about taxes. In my 2.5 years with the YouTube channel, I've never been asked these questions before. It was kind of interesting that the same week, I got 2 questions from 2 different people on the same topic. So we're going to talk about taxes today, and let me just kind of run you through what the program looks like tonight. So I'm running off of 2 different screens here. My Mac screen that you're seeing here on. Then over here is my iPad that's acting as a second screen. So if you see me go off screen a little bit, I want to. That's going on there. So I need to give a big shout out to Chad and Paul. They have a YouTube channel as well. Awesome guys. They use this software called StreamYard, this is literally my first time using this. I've tried this with another product and it was absolutely horrendously terrible, and this one is really good. So thumb up to Chad and Paul for helping turn me onto this. They use this for their live chats, and so a shout out to those guys. By the way, they need to update their YouTube page thumbnail there, because that is not the van they have anymore. If you haven't seen their story about their Storyteller Overland van they're getting, you'll want to see that for sure. So what I want to do tonight is cover a few topics, and this is how this is kind of going to work. Again, it's a weekly event. I'm scrolling here so you guys can see this. There's a couple videos I want to talk about tonight in particular. This is a live Q&A, so type your questions in. We're going to follow the Kevin Martin of 30 to Wake Up, his question asking format, which is * asterisk, and then 3 question marks. So that will help me know that at a glance here that there is a question to be addressed, and we want to do that very much so. This is about you, your questions, and how can we help you become better RVers, whether you're no time yet, sometime, part-time, full-time like me. So that's what this is all about. I have some topics sprinkled in these. So we're going to do channel events. Next, we're going to talk about a viewer question of the week. This is going to be topics. We're going to talk about some videos, the 30 amp service accident that I had, video that I posted, and the Storyteller van tour. A lot of views on both of those. Got some RV news headlines, which is pretty exciting, about the Tampa Super Show that just ended on Sunday of this past week. I've got a song of the week. I can't tell you how much the music has enriched my RVing experience. So I'm going to share with you my song of the week, but then I'm going to ask for you when we get to that point is, what is your song of the week that you've discovered this week, or you really can't play it enough and get it out of your head? So you can type that into the chat here. Let's see what else is on the docket tonight. Partner updates. We're not going to do this tonight, but I do have some channel updates. I think it's really important to be transparent with you. This is a business to me. This is not a hobby. This is a business. I'm trying to generate income and be a successful business in that I address the audience specifically, and we're going to show you some numbers tonight. You may be shocked or not. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So look at the people coming in here. Canada. Yeah, Canada, you guys are getting some some chilly weather. It's kind of across the nation, right? So, wow, I really like this software program. Thank you. Lance, what's up? Scott, thanks, buddy. So let's look at this. So I like meeting folks face-to-face. To me, it's really important to understand and get to know you face-to-face. We do it socially responsible. This is a channel meetup we just had. Let me go put this on the full screen so you can see this and not me. This was just on Saturday of this past week. Just 20 minutes up the road from the Tampa Super Show, we had 7 vans, 6 vans. We had some amazing people. One of the couple, they'd had their van for 5 days. One had it for 3 weeks, and one had it for less than a month. And Terry there on the far left, he's had his National Park Edition for a little over a year now, and he's an audience angel, as I call him, because he helped me install my new sink and shower faucet in my Travado. So video coming up on that. But if you're into kind of getting together, we do it responsibly, of course. We want to see, there's the other 2 vans. We want to see you. I'd love to meet you at one of these roundups. If you're totally not into that, don't feel obligated, of course. But this one we just had, this was at a Harvest Host site, Keel Farms in Plant City, Florida. It was so much fun. One van actually stayed the night with me, Chris and Cassandra. So thank you for that. That was just such an amazing night. It was so much fun. We're going to have another one, and this is really important because this one's coming up. It's February 7, and we're going to try something really different here. We're going to try seeing the sunrise at the beach together. And what this is we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale Beach in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're going to meet on Sunday morning, 6:30 a.m. on February 7. And it would be awesome to have a bunch of vans down there, and we get there early just before the sun comes up, watch the sun come up specifically, and maybe have a mimosa toast to the whole thing and just really get to know each other. There's a ton of things to do down there. So if you're not doing anything, Sunday, February 7, you're an early bird, or you like sunrises over the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, it would be so spectacular to have you join us for that. So, so what do you think of that? Give a comment below, and let me know if that's something you would be interested in joining us for, as a roundup. Yes, a roundup, pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's take a couple of questions here. And I'm going to hide that and maybe go back to me. There we go. So let me get some of the comments here. So last few questions. So again, if you're getting anything out of this, give it a thumb up. This is going to post right after this video processes for replay ongoing. So right now we've got 52 people in here. So that's amazing. Thanks for joining us on a Wednesday. What's Up Wednesday? That's my name for it. Okay, so let's get a couple questions here. So here's one here, Lisa. Lisa asks, let's see, I should be able to put this on the thing here. Yes, Lisa asks, what's the best state for residential taxes? I assume you're talking about, I don't know what you're actually talking about, residential taxes. There's a property tax, if that's what you're referring to, and there's sales tax, if that's what you're referring to. When you buy an RV, of course, you pay sales tax in whatever jurisdiction you're in. So maybe somebody can help us out there, or Lisa, if you can just give a little more clarification on that, would be great. Luke is thinking it's werewolf hour, so apologize for that. So so here's a great question. So we're going to talk about this a little bit as well. And so Lola Love wants to know, why did you not put a 30 amp smart plug on your Travado? Because it doesn't come with one. That's why. I might take a look at that now. I really don't want to cut the body. I don't want to start fussing with stuff. The point here was to really be smart about leaving a campsite, and that's really what the lesson here was. But there are some, like an Embassy RV, that come with those, and my understanding is they're kind of magnetically connect. And if you remember the old Macintosh notebook computers, they had a MagSafe, so they were magnetically connected to the notebook. And if you snag the cord, the magnetic released, so you didn't drag your Macintosh notebook to the floor and damage it. So that was the deal there. So my Travado doesn't come with them. Probably should. It's not that expensive of a part. The part I put in was $77. Even if it's $200 for that, it would have solved the problem totally, right? So that's just, again, just a build quality thing. And that's what that's about. Okay, let's see if we can go back up here. I hide that. Yes, Beyond Attention says, great little winery. Had a great time. Thank you again for joining us. It was so much fun. And it was so much fun. In fact, ready for this? Not opened yet. This is one of the beverages. Pineapple hard cider. Oh my God, it was so good. It's these kind of things you just find at Harvest Host you would never find anywhere else. And well, it's not technically, it's a free overnight. Rarely is it free for me. But if you're in the Florida area, Tampa, Florida area, check out Keel Farms. It was so much fun. Wendy was just a spectacular host there, and she was great. So let me cruise through here just a second. Whoops, I'm touching my iPad. How funny is that? So let's talk about, let's see. Let's see. So question here. So yeah, use question format, please. We'll put this up here, which is *****, question mark. What is iPad Pro TV? That's what I've named my second display, which is my iPad put on the, that I'm using with this. So I don't have a big display. Yeah. Where's everybody watching from tonight? That would be really, really interesting. Type in the comments below where you watch from. North Carolina, I just saw. Yeah, Luke's got lots of things to say tonight. So let's talk about this this topic tonight, because this came up. So Terry's asking here, no annual property tax on RVs, cars, or trucks in Tennessee. Good to know. Yeah, you usually pay a sales tax when you buy them, and that's it, right? So what I want to show is this, and this is the viewer's question. So I got, again, two similar questions in the same week from two different people. So I'm guessing there was a podcast or there was some thing going around in a channel, like the Winnebago Travado group or something like that. But so this is not a nomad. I did respond to them, and I'm going to kind of let you read the question here. And what they're essentially saying is that he's concerned that van life people, RVers, full-time RVers, aren't paying property tax in the cities they're visiting. And that would certainly be true because I don't live there as a full-time resident. But what he was, or she, either way, was saying is that property tax funds all of the services of a municipality, of a city, town. And yeah, that's true. And so what I responded by was, it was kind of an interesting comment. And I kind of laid it out for him that, yes, I don't pay property taxes in that area, but I pay a lot of tax. We've got 4 rental properties in 2 different states across 3 different counties, and I'm paying well in excess of $30,000 in those 2 states for property tax. Plus, what I was trying to educate the person on is my business income is taxed, my corporate job income is taxed, and when I roll into an area, all of the things I buy, food, beverage, restaurants, even campsites, a lot of times have a sales tax or a hotel, motel lodging tax on them. So I'm paying a lot of tax, even though I'm not paying property tax in a particular jurisdiction. But the 2 states that we do business in Florida and in Illinois, we pay a boatload of tax. So I think it's kind of an unfair comment. I was kind of taken back by the whole thing, to be honest. What is your thoughts on this? How do you feel about RVers being in your town? And again, not paying property taxes, but paying a lot of taxes doing other things that people do going about. Now, this other gentleman or gal, I have not answered this one yet, but many of you come to my rescue, and it's kind of the same question. Let me put this on the big screen here for you. And what this person is saying, the streets you use, the utility lights, police, fire, you're paid for by taxpayers that own property. Where do those of you contribute this cost by boondocking for free? kind of addressed it already, but you can see here how some of the audience has kind of come to my rescue here, Laura in particular here. And Laura's right. And the point being is that we pay a fair amount of contributions to the places we visit as a tourist. You wouldn't be requiring a tourist to pay property taxes. I'm only staying there for a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. Even if you're in an RV park in Arizona for the entire winter, 6 months, that RV park is paying property taxes. And I'll bet you a steak sandwich, those property taxes are figured into a nightly fee. So again, 2.5 years of owning an RV, 2 years full-time in my rig, I've never seen this question come up before from two different people. So again, there's something going on around in the ecosphere. I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on this subject? Do you think we're moochers? Or are we contributing fairly? Now, if you're a retired person on a really fixed income and you're BLM, Bureau of Land Management, land camping for free, and you're kind of crapping in a bucket because that's the way you roll, you're doing solar, you're harvesting water, and you've put in 30, 40 years at a job and you got a little bit of retirement income, you got Social Security, and you're really trying to keep costs to a minimum, I think that too is a very different way to approach this. That's not the way I roll. And they've paid their dues over the years. They probably paid a ton of property taxes. So even those people, in my mind, have made a contribution. There are no freeloaders generally in this society, in my opinion. Everybody's making some contribution as always. So again, comment below. What do you think about these questions? Where is this coming from? Does anybody know where this stuff started from? Again, 2.5 years of doing YouTube. Never had anybody question this before. And what are your thoughts on this? Are RVers mooching off the cities they visit, or are they contributing? I would just love to know. Okay, so let's go back to the questions here. That's really interesting. Okay, Kyle wants to know, can you get more Class B companies to use the Volta system? We're working on it, I'm sure. I am not a spokesperson for Volta. I am their brand ambassador. My job is to go train RV sales, Winnebago RV dealers, their salespeople, and their delivery staff. So I'm not a spokesperson, but I have an awesome, obviously, relationship with the Volta team. And they're actively always looking for new quality places to put their systems. In fact, at the Super Show, they announced a Tiffin, which is a $700,000 rig, Class A, beautiful rig, that they are actually, they had a ginormous 33,000 watt hour, 33 kilowatt hour Volta system. How about a Class A in a vineyard for a few days, just running in silence on their system? Class Bs, yeah, there's I'm sure they've got a list of folks they'd love to work with. I would love to see Coachman and Volta get connected. That would be great. That's a good question, Kyle. What are questions you have here? So again, the format is star, question mark, question mark, question mark. To ask a question. This is about you, so please put the questions in. So I'm scrolling for that format. So this is kind of fun. So let's talk about this one. This is from Emily. She says, "Hi Scott, I test drove the Thor Sequence KL on Monday at Journal RV. Any opinion on that brand or model? It has lithium batteries." Yes. So it's kind of interesting. The Sequence is built by Thor, and the Tellaro is also built by Thor, and they're nearly identical. Why is one a Sequence? Why is one a Tellaro? That's because General RV, I guess, has a brand relationship with Thor, and so you can only get Sequence at Thor or at General RV, and you can only get Tellaro at Lazy Days, which is really confusing to the customer. Sequence, if it's the knockoff of the K model, I can't remember which one. There's quite a few different models. If you're happy with it and it meets your needs in terms of floor plan and feature sets, gosh, you can't go wrong. I think Class B is just so enabling the freedom, and if it's lithium equipped, even more so. The Master Volt, I think, is the system they use. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. It's definitely not a Volta system, which I think is best in class. Lithionics, not too far behind, in my opinion. We got more stuff coming up about that, but they're really nice vans, both the Sequence and the Tellaro. I think they're they're on the Ram ProMaster chassis, which is awesome. I wouldn't say the quality is quite there with Winnebago on the Travado, but I might be wrong. But hey, if it meets your needs, floor plan, budget, etc., then by all means, I would take a close look at that. And if they're available and you really want to get on the road kind of soon, then I would take a jump on it. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Luke is wanting to go outside. That's what he's talking about there. So I'm scrolling for questions here. Here's Simply Sonora. So let's put this up here on the screen for everybody. So she wants to know, can you do a video on your favorite Harvest Host site so far? It's like, which of your kids is the favorite? Which place do you visit the most often? And that is your favorite. What's your favorite place? Great question, Simply. And my answer is, whichever one I'm at. I really haven't had a bad Harvest Host site experience. They all take me to places I wouldn't go. I get to meet cool people I wouldn't meet if I hadn't gone there. And I usually get to sample really cool stuff that I wouldn't find at the grocery store. So even if it's a museum, even if it's a farm, even if it's a winery, where I am, that's my favorite one. There's a few that stand out because of just this amazing experience. They're usually wineries or breweries or even the museums. The Texas Air Museum in San Antonio was amazing. I always learned something. So gosh, I wish I had a good answer for you, but which of your kids is your favorite? They're all favorites for different reasons, right? And that's kind of the same deal here. I'm loving this software. This is really, really cool. 21 minutes in, 64 people. Thank you. If you give us some thumbs up, I would sure appreciate it. Cowtown, Kim. Oh my gosh, look at this. Kim, Cowtown, that's the Stockyards in Fort Worth. Yes, love the Stockyards. I can't wait to get back to Texas. Destin, yes. Armac, hey, thanks for, we might roll your way this before I get out of here in Florida. I'm looking for questions, and otherwise we'll shift and I'll give you a couple more things here. Talara is supposed to be more luxury, says Roads of Life. Hey Rob, they're pretty close. It'd be I really have to look at the sign when I go into them, to be honest, to tell you the difference. And everybody's copying the Winnebago Travado K floor plan. That's the 2 twin bed floor plan. Talara was trying something a little different with the pop-up. It was kind of a Heimer. Me Too, and I can't remember which one it was, which is kind of confusing to have one manufacturer make 2 different brands for different RV dealers, just to confuse people. But they were trying to mash it up on a little bit and put the galley in the back, and then kind of a front, the side bed, which is different. And I really applaud them for trying something different. Got videos coming out about all that, so stay tuned. Okay, so let me go to the next point here that we want to make for the evening. I'm just looking off camera here, so bear with me. Whoops, bear with me for a second. So let's talk about this, because this was pretty traumatic. If you haven't seen this video, this posted this morning. It's performing pretty well, which is great, and I'm glad to see it, because I really don't want... Excuse me. I don't want anybody to make the same mistake I did, which is the mistake is not following a checklist for departure. Just like when the airline pilots call for the flight attendants to secure the cabin, I do the same thing. And what I did that day is I did secure the inside, but what I didn't do is secure the outside. And it was really one of the worst feelings I've had in a very long time, is when I backed out and heard that thing pop. And it literally pulled the thing right out of the ingest 30 amp socket right out of the side of the van. And the point is, as I always do, is that I secure the cabin inside, walk around the van on the outside. My head was so full of Super Show stuff. I had the channel roundup coming up an hour in an hour from the at the Harvest Host site. So my head was just full of stuff, and Volta makes it really easy to kind of forget you're plugged in. So again, I'm in my sister-in-law's driveway, 30 amps going on here, no plugs in sight. And excuse me, it's kind of easy for me to forget I'm plugged in, because I rarely do unless I'm staying someplace for a few days and there's shore power right next to me, right? So a serious kind of newbie mistake made by a 2.5-year owner, 2-year full-timer. And the great news is it snapped off really cleanly. And it was able to be repaired by myself, which was amazing. But if I was building a van, I would put the Smart Connect, which I think is a magnetic thing. Embassy RV uses those. It's a marine grade, really nice looking piece of hardware. But if you haven't seen that video yet, please check that out. Because I show you how I actually fixed it myself. $77. Man, did I skate away free. Got a pretty good video out of it. And this is the, so what question do you have on this? I think somebody was asking me, well, we covered that already on the 30 amp. Let's see. So let me, go back to some questions here. Let me go back here. I kind of like this. What do you guys think of this format on gals? Yeah, lots of people are paying taxes. Beyond attention, watching from the van south of Miami. Nice. I'm up in West Palm Beach. Let's see. So Richard, this is kind of interesting, and this is kind of a funny mindset. No offense, of course, but apartment renters do not pay property taxes either. I'll bet you a steak sandwich. The annual property tax divisible by number of units is paid by the renter. There is a profit that needs to be made on each unit, and the property tax is a cost, and just like the mortgage, just like the utilities, so that all factors in. So, while they don't pay a property tax bill, the building owner does, and I'm pretty sure those costs are shared by everybody in the building. Yeah, Steve Tony from Spokane. Steve, gas tax. This is going back to the kind of the big topic of the night, to the audience members. And thank you for bringing this up, by the way. There's no scolding here. It's a really interesting topic and kind of an interesting mindset. But I can't tell you how much gasoline tax I've paid. I spent a lot of money on gasoline, and my Costco card gives me 4% back, which is nice. But everywhere I go, the price, there's the federal tax, the state tax, and some city taxes on top of the gasoline. So wherever thank you, Steve, I'm contributing there in a pretty big way as well. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting a free ride at all, to be honest with you. So Oliver, thank you for your comment. If the format is star question mark, so that's so I can see these fast. Do you still like the lift kit? Would you do it again? Yes and yes, absolutely love it. We're going to do an update on the wrap and on the lift, probably another month or so, and on the Ram ProMaster itself. I've had no issues with the ProMaster chassis engine. Late at 16,000 miles after that cylinder head. The wrap looks fantastic, holding up extremely well, and the lift is just amazing. I can't tell you the confidence it's given me. I actually cleared a parking stop the other night. We were at a place to watch the sunset, and I needed to pull the van into the parking lot to make room for others, and I actually managed to get over the parking stop, which I don't think I would have done if I didn't have the extra 3 inches. So yes, I would do it again. Thank you for asking. Oh, you did it that way. Thank you for doing that again. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is a good point. Thank you, Lisa. Kind of going back to the topic of the evening, which is taxes. Campers buy groceries, gas, and definitely mom and pop stores. And boy, you're exactly right on that. I do a fair amount at Walmart just because they have RV stuff there. But man, if there isn't, I try and get really frequent the mom and pop stores. Just small businesses like parenting. They just don't get enough love. It is such a big job, and it is so typically not getting super rich on it, and and that's so. Yeah, I just love to do the small hit the small roads. So one of the earlier questions was on the sequence in the Tellaro. So thank you, Rob. Rob does Roads of Life, has a great YouTube channel. If you haven't seen his channel, go check it out. He's a big proponent of Embassy RV, my RV paid partner. So yeah, it's kind of interior styling. Yeah, maybe just a teensy little bit on feature set differences, but that's usually that. But it's kind of like, if you go buy a mattress, you buy a mattress at Posturepedic, name brand, at Macy's, and you go to Mattress Firm, there's just these little tiny nuances. You're still getting a Posturepedic, Thor built Class B RV, but these little nuances, which I guess is good branding. I don't know. I don't quite understand. So here's Kyle. Kyle's got a good question here, and that is average Class B insurance costs $800 a year, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? What's been your experience? I'll share mine. I actually should do a video on this because I get this question a fair amount. So I get my insurance through Progressive. Winnebago is an insurance agency, has an insurance agency associated with Winnebago brand, and they cover a whole number of carriers. When I was part-time, Safeco was the company I was insured with through Winnebago Insurance Agency, and it was about $800 a year. As an Illinois resident, Illinois licensed, etc. When I went full-time, again, Illinois-based, Winnebago Insurance, I called them up, said, hey, I'm going full-time. It went to I'm going to say almost $1,500 for full-time. And they classify it differently, I believe. Certainly the contents are classified differently. So to go from 8 to about 15, it almost doubled. But I thought it was a pretty good deal compared to car insurance. Considering what I'm driving around in and my contents in here, I thought it was a pretty good deal. Now that I've relicensed and retitled the van from Illinois to Florida, I was expecting a big price increase because our vehicles, non-RV vehicles, is pretty expensive, way more than Illinois, which I was really surprised by. But having seen how drivers are in Florida, I understand why Florida insurance is so expensive, because these are the craziest drivers I've met anywhere in America, especially on the Atlantic coast side. Oh my God. Every time I'm out, I see a crash. It's just the craziest environment for driving. But are you ready for this? My insurance costs actually went down. So for full timing, licensed in Florida, titled in Florida, my insurance through Progressive is like $1,250 a year. So amazing. Thank you, Flo, for Progressive. So that's my experience. I'm curious about yours. If this is really a hot topic, I would love to get deep into this and show you all the stuff I have. Maybe get an expert to come on with us as well. But that's been my experience. What has yours been? What are people paying for insurance on their RVs? I would be curious about that. Thank you, Kyle, for asking that question. Okay, so let's talk about the next video that we want to talk about, and that is this one. So the whole purpose of last week going to the Florida RV Super Show in Tampa was to crawl through a bunch of Class Bs. I didn't really go into any Class As. I just really focused on the Class Bs because that's what this audience wants to talk about. Because we introduced some other kind of recreational vehicle towables and et cetera, and nobody was very interested in them. So we just focused on the van. So this is the Beast by Storyteller Overlander. It's a $190,000 RV on the 144 wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. It's really badass looking rig. I was pretty impressed. The floor plan, not for me. I love my big shower. Which I used this evening, by the way, in my sister-in-law's driveway. And I love the toilet. This has an interesting shower, and it has a and it has no oh my gosh, hopefully I'm still there. Let's see, it has no oh, it killed my connection to my thing. Bear with me, guys. That may have killed my thing. Share screen. Hold on, folks. There we go. They had 3 models. So this is the style that Chad and Paul are getting. I'm curious if you've seen that video. If you haven't, check it out. I like to do RV tours, not really in depth, how tank sizes and all that stuff. Those things change model year to model year. Floor plans, not too often. And you can see all the details that the manufacturer posts. That's why I do the kind of tour videos that I do. Just give you a sense of an overview, sense of size, sense of quality, sense of floor plan. I think those are super important because if you haven't really figured out why you want an RV, I think you need to address that. This is an example of why you want to know those questions before you get to the how, which then determines what RV you buy. Again, I need a bathroom, a real bathroom, and this doesn't have it. So this would not even be on my list. But I was super impressed with the company, their pricing program. Their build quality was just exceptional, and they use Volta, which is amazing. They had a really beefy, even more so than the National Park Foundation Edition Volta system. So really, really great. What were your feedback on the Beast? That's something that would hit you and excite you with? I would love to know that. Okay, so let's get another question here. We have 58 people joining us tonight, 56. Thank you for doing that. 34 minutes. And we'll go for about another 20 minutes here. And then again, this is going to post afterwards for people to view it. So here's a great question from Midwest Heart. Who did the amazing wrap job on your van? That would be CRD Wraps in Wellington, Florida. Chuck is the owner, and his awesome wife, Ashley. If you haven't seen that video, you'll want to see that video. We explain how it was done, why I did it, the cost, and there's just some pretty amazing photographs, video as they're wrapping the brown over the top of the silver actual paint. So again, if you haven't seen that video, be sure and check it out. We'll see if we can put the link down below in the show notes when this is over tonight. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, CRD Wraps. You just Google them, or crdwraps.com, I think is their actual website. So let's look for some other questions here. So A. Burrow, if you can help us out with the format, that would help me discover your question. What are the dimensions of the Volta unit? Not sure what you mean. There's various components scattered throughout my van. There's the energy pack under the van chassis. There's the huge 3,600 watt inverter sitting under the jump seat, which is probably, I don't know, 2 feet by 3 feet or a little bit less. And then there's some stuff up in the cabinet, the solar controllers and stuff. But they did come out with a new box, a solid state generator, they called it, which is at the Super Show they announced, which is a Volta to go in a box. It's a Volta system in a box to go. It's pretty incredible. And that was, I can't remember the exact dimensions. We did measure it. But that would be something there that you could maybe retrofit to answer your next point into another RV. Not sure you can fit in a van unless it's kind of a custom build. But it's a really clever way to have a Volta to go with all the benefits I have without having to build around it. Kind of like what Winnebago's done. Let's see. So, whoops. Take that off. I really like this. Do you guys liking this format at all? And all this stuff? Better than just a talking head, right? Let me know that. Let's see. So Terry's got a question here. Thank you, Terry. We love the floor plans and apparently the key of the Pleasure Wave vans. Have you had any experience with them? I've been in them at RV shows. And when I was purchasing mine, really high quality, certainly a step above in many ways on the Winnebago. Doesn't have Volta that I'm aware of. And I'd say leisure travel vans is kind of the same category in terms of, it came out of Canada, really high quality build, really nice materials. The leisure travel vans in particular feel like a really nice Swedish apartment. It's just, they're really beautiful. Pleasure Way, if you haven't checked out Ultra Mobility, Neil there, he talks about Pleasure Way a lot. He owns one. So like I talk about my Travato a lot because I own one. He's got a lot to say on Pleasure Way. And they weren't at the RV show. Neither was Leisure Travel. Neither was Panorama, because I'm guessing they couldn't really get to the border. Good question though. Anybody else have experience on Pleasure Ways? If you can put that in for us, chime in, that would be great. Let me see if we can find another. And really it's about floor plan. So that's so important. And but I think the floor plan needs to address your questions of why do you want to RV, which determines how you will move around and move your RV, which then determines what type of rig you actually need. So let's go looking for questions here, folks. Again, the question format, Oh, there we got it. Right. Thank you, Abro. Thank you. We answered you. See, it makes it stick out. Terry is saying Sam's Club 5% off on cashback on fuels. Yeah. Nice thing about Costco, I don't know if it's the same with Sam's Club, but it's 4% back on gasoline purchase anywhere. You don't have to be at a Costco. And then Abro says installable in other units. Yes, I think it was kind of meant for towables. At the Super Show, Spacecraft was like a fifth wheel semi-trailer. It was a really amazing rig. That we're going to do a factory tour of, I think, in the next few months as I get moving out of Florida. And that's what they had in their unit. So, yes. Yeah, so Kyle's got another point here on RV build quality. I think Coachman Beyond is up there with Pleasure Way, quality-wise, but Beyond has Lithionic. So I've got a video coming out about that. If you saw the YouTube lives I did last week, I'm pretty smitten with the Beyond. The floor plan is not a G, but it really hits the nail on the head in so many ways. And they really put some innovation into the bathroom, which is in the back, which makes it, and because the Transit is just a little bit longer and way taller than the ProMaster, it really became a functional bathroom for me, which was a big deal. So I was pretty smitten, actually. And I agree with you. With the Coachman, the workmanship was first class, and the cabinetry was stunning. 59 people. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is the first time doing this format. So let me know if you'd like this format or not. We got a few more things to cover with you. And so we get some folks are putting in what they're paying for insurance. So we'll just kind of show this on screen. Since you're sharing this with us. So Steve, this is in Washington State. So $12 to $14 a year for the Travado. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good deal compared to what you're driving around in, all these complex systems, right? I mean, can you imagine this thing being a crash? What a nightmare trying to get it put back together. But Kyle's like, wow, expensive. All right, searching for questions. So let me give you a little bit a news update here. So we're going to include RV news headlines on this when I see some really cool stuff cross the wires. I get Google alerts and some professional RV magazines, and this is one I wanted to show tonight. We'll go here so you can see it. So there was an article by RV Pro, which is an RV magazine, industry magazine. They estimate about 60,000 attendees attended the Super Show this week. Or last week in Florida, Tampa. So that's pretty amazing considering the year before that was, I think, 74,000, maybe 79. I think it was 74. But nonetheless, all things considered, that was a pretty healthy attendance, especially considering no Canadians could really come down, which is a big part of that. And according to the article, surveying the dealers, and I talked about this last week, sold signs everywhere, which means people were coming to buy because they could get a rig the next week once it got off the fairgrounds, and they could get RVing. So what the article alluded to was people were buying, not tire kicking, and looking around eating corn dogs. So I thought that was kind of interesting. More to come on that, I'm sure. So this is a segment I'm really excited about. You guys are, I learn as much from you as hopefully you might learn from me. And I wanted to bring this to your attention. This was from one of a really frequent commenter. I'm not sure how to say his name, so I apologize. Saker Muna. He made this recommendation some time back, and I'm actually going to test these out. I'm really curious about these because what they are is they are stackable water containers. And I'm particularly interested in the one that's on the bottom row, your left side, I would assume. It's stacking 3-4 rows. I'm going to get 2 rows. So maybe the one to the right of that in tan. That's what I'm going to get and experiment with. And if I like it, I'm going to put on my Amazon store. These are available on Amazon because what I have is not bad. I'm just always in seeking out the most perfect water solutions to supplement my onboard water. So I drink out of this thing first before I go to my faucet, which I reserve for toilet and shower and hand washing. So again, a big shout out to viewers. We're going to give kind of the recommendation of the week. I have one already in mind for next week from Chris and Cassidy. They are audience angels that camped with me, and they turned me on. They pressured me for coffee stuff. So stay tuned for that. But this week, this is, again, viewer recommendation. If anybody has experience with these, I would love to know that. I'm going to order these up, and we'll do a video about it. But these look really cool. The one I have is pretty heavy. It's 4 gallons, and these are 3.5 gallons. So, but just, and they stack, so I can get more or less in here depending on what I need. So thank you. I always use his name, SM, when I'm replying back to him on that. So if you have any experience on that, comment below. I would love to know that. And let's look at a couple more questions, and then we will talk about Song of the Week next, which I'm kind of excited about that. Music has really been a really important part of my RVing experience. Yeah, so Rob, Roads of Life here again. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, check it out. Ultra Mobility is using a panoramic. That's the last I heard. It was about a month, maybe 6 weeks ago now. I haven't logged in with him lately, and so maybe somebody can give us a quick update on what they're seeing and hearing. I'm so busy creating my own stuff for you guys and gals. I just don't have time to watch other people's stuff. It's kind of bad. I used to be really on top of everybody else's. So maybe if you know. And speaking of borrowing a rig, apparently Kevin, 30 to Wake Up, sweet talked Storyteller into lending him a van for a couple of weeks. If they want to lend me one, I'll drive around for a couple of days. But boy, I would just like to validate that I want a real bathroom. But that would be it. It just wouldn't be a floor plan I'd be interested in. So Lisa Harris, so again, format, this is helpful. So it's 3 stars, 3 question marks, asks, can you run induction cooktop with Volta? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have a 3600 watt inverter, which means I can run the air conditioner on the roof back here, the microwave, and my coffee pot, all simultaneously without tripping any breakers. I can run up to 3,600 watts of stuff, and I'm pretty sure an induction cooktop is going to be like maybe the microwave, so it's using 12 or 1,600 watts at any given time, and still run the coffee pot probably, and still run the air conditioner. So it's got a really big inverter on purpose. Induction cooktop, not a problem. Great question. Thank you for asking. Okay, we're searching for questions here from you folks. Scott from Mississippi. I saw somebody from Gulfport. We just rolled through Gulfport. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful corner of the country. Yeah, so here, Scott, thank you for your help here, buddy. Yeah, mine doesn't come with one. I did I have a gas top propane cooktop, which I really like cooking on gas. And I like heating with gas, propane. I did my propane video. So if you haven't seen that, I'd love for you to go back and chime in on that video. Give it a thumb up or down. Hopefully a thumb up because you liked it, but comment. The question posed there was, do you like propane in an RV or not? And I would we might do a channel survey through YouTube on that, because it's really kind of a not controversial, but it's everybody either loves or hates. I'm in the love propane camp. I don't know any different. So that's the way I roll there. Yeah, this is a great point. Thank you, Beyond Attention. And so the 2022 Travado G L, now that I'm thinking about, they didn't have a GL there. They had a G, and it was a gas cooktop as well. But Beyond Intention here saying that the lithium Travados have an induction, which is okay, I guess. I would miss my propane, but I don't know anything different. All right, so let's switch to Song of the Week. And the idea here is I discovered country music through my RV experience. I'd never listened to country music before. Now I love country music. And my question for you is, what is your favorite song currently that you can't get enough of, or that you can't get enough of, or that you've discovered lately, like this last week? So put it in the comments below. What song is your favorite song currently, and or what is a song you've discovered lately that has really blown you away? Mine is this. I was served up this Amarillo by Morning by George Strait by Apple Music. And I don't think I'd heard the song before. I certainly never listened to the words. You're looking at my iPad screenshot here. So there you can see the album cover. You can see it has kind of this karaoke mode now. And it's so much fun to be on a long, boring drive and kind of read, sing along, learn the song. And I'm curious, what is your song of the week? And the idea here is I'm going to pick the best song out of this list tonight, and then I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to see if it becomes my song of the week next week, and then we'll share that together. So if you haven't heard this song lately, if you like George Strait, if you like country music, try this song out. It's really an awesome song. I played it, oh God, just over and over and over and over. I'm trying to learn the guitar too, so this helped me do that. So song of the week. What's your favorite song this week, or a song you've discovered that it was pretty amazing? All right, a couple more questions here, and then we will call it a wrap. Okay, so this is so let's look at some of these song of the week. San Antonio. Okay, that's cool. I will have to look that up. Song of the week is Country Seminole Wind. That actually sounds really familiar. That sounds really familiar for some reason. Yeah, so Beyond Attention, going back and talking about propane, saying the G has propane GL induction. Good to know. Thank you. Many of you are so much more up on the new models because, yeah, you're combing the websites. I'm trying to make videos, so thank you for that. This is a fun one. Oh, Tim McGraw, love that guy. Live Like You Were Dying. Yeah, that's a great title to a song. It's kind of the whole RV lifestyle experience, right? Every day is a precious gem. And when you're running around the country, learning, seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, it's just, yeah, I feel literally like I live every day because I don't know what's happening tomorrow. And every day is so precious. Simply Red, holding back the tears. The years, holding back the years. Thank you, Scott. That's fantastic. Here, how about this one? Anything by Chris Stapleton. Yeah, that is really great. Thank you for those. So hopefully this will capture and I can pull those out, listen to them, and then give you my thoughts on that next week. I saw a question up here, right here. So this is Kyle. Are you planning to upgrade RV one day? If so, which one? Pretty sure you'd want to stick with Volta. LOL. Volta would have to be there. So yeah, you're certainly right about that, which is, maybe a Tiffin Class A is in my future. I'd have to rename the channel. Go huge and go fewer places. I don't know. Yeah, if this got totaled tomorrow in a fire or something, thankfully me and Luke would be in it. I would be hard pressed because if I get my hands on a GL again, I'd probably do that. But about the floor plan, I got a big video this weekend coming up about that. I've made it loud and clear what my thoughts are on those changes. I'm not a fan of any of them. In most cases on the G floor plan, the Coachman Beyond would be right there on my list. No Volta, so that would be a big issue. And I'd have to figure out something to do with the table. Turn one bed into usable space for something else than another bed. But I was pretty smitten. So maybe an Embassy RV, if I can get Terry to build me a G floor plan. I don't know. There's a lot of RVs out there. The smaller guys are having more innovation, I think, than the big guys these days. That certainly was true in the at the RV show I saw this week. The innovation was in the electrical systems, lithium primarily, maybe some of the bathrooms, like the Storyteller. That was really an inventive way to do showers in a van. So my hat's off to him. So stay tuned. Lily ain't going anywhere. She's performing admirably. Great question. All right. So the other thing I want to do as part of this is do photo of the week. And here's Van Life Luke. This is a super funny picture of him. Let me show you a big screen here. This was taken obviously a few weeks ago. He is my sister-in-law's, and he was so pouting. They have 2 dogs, and he was tired of dog sitting. And he just had this grumpy old man look under the Christmas tree going like, if anybody touches me, they're going to get the hiss. And it was just so funny. we're the same sister-in-law now, so we might bring Luke in so we can dog sit tonight. It's pretty funny. So I'm going to try and include a picture of Luke. Speaking of Luke, if you're not following me on Instagram, there's a lot of Luke stuff on Instagram. So if you kind of like Van Life Luke, follow me on Instagram, please. That would be awesome. And there's a lot of fun, really short videos that I post there. And I am the stuff will never be seen on YouTube. So follow me on Instagram. Just search "Go Small, Live Large." I'd love to see that viewer, subscriber, viewer, followers get to 1,000 this year. That would be amazing, and that would be a lot of fun. Okay, another question or two. Then I'm going to wrap with some channel news. I'm just looking off screen here because I'm going to share this with you folks. I just love being transparent. A lot of you think I'm making a gajillion dollars off of this whole thing, and I'm going to blow your minds tonight on that. And so let's see if there's any other. Oh my gosh, Darius Rucker. Did I see Darius Rucker in here? His Wagon Wheel song. Oh my gosh, he is so great. And it's just so nice to see a person of anything besides white dudes and white gals doing country music. I just he being African American, and there was a couple of them I've seen. It just always just warms me when we see other folks bringing perspective to those genres. How you guys are blowing me up on the music here. I love it. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. This is fun. So she's getting a 2021 GL delivering February 8th. Oh my gosh, are you going crazy or what? Has the puzzle bed, but the chassis upgrade. Man, you are lucky. That is a sweet combination. The chassis upgrade is kind of cool, right? I like the simplicity of the Ram ProMaster. But yeah, you're getting a sweet rig there. Congratulations. That's awesome. All right, so let me share this with you. We're going to do this probably once a month, and I just like being transparent. This is a business to me. This is not a hobby. This is a labor of love, and what I want to do is show you some channel statistics that only I can see unless I share them with you. Now, there's a couple of YouTubers and podcasters that share a lot of their information. We'll see how deep I want to go into this stuff, but I think it's important for you to understand this is a business to me, and what I mean by that is I look at the numbers, and what I'm trying to do is create better content so you can be a better RVer, whether you're researching, whether you just take weekend trips, week-long trips, month-long trips. Maybe you're camped out in the wilderness. Maybe you're street camping sometimes like me. Maybe you want to go full-time. I think it's really important. I just want to share this with you. So there's a couple things on here. Congratulations to Go Small, Live Large. We crossed 12,000 viewers. That's amazing. We've added 410 subscribers in the last month, basically. What I'm excited about, if you look at the summary box, they're kind of the middle column. Our views is up, and the watch time is up a little bit. My revenue, are you shocked I'm making $500 a month off this? There's kind of this persona out there, or this thinking that YouTubers make a gajillion dollars, and some do. My goal is to make $3,000 a month off YouTube this year, 2021. That's my goal. So I did something that really made people not happy because the revenue went down 30%. I was about almost $900 a month, pretty consistent, and then it went down. So I look at these numbers because I want to put content out that's meaningful to you so that I can hit my goal of $3,000. This is a business. I need to make money to keep this program going and allow me to stay part-time at my corporate job. So it's super important. If you look at the on the left column there, latest video performance, that one's doing pretty good. So far, first day, it's the top video out of the last 10, and it's looking really good on that. So I'm going to switch to the next screen. I'm going to share this with you. So these are the videos that I've posted in the last couple of weeks. And you can see here that, again, I look at these videos, which ones are viewed a lot and which ones aren't. So you can see the views column there on the right, and the number of comments is really important. All of that's engagement. And I know that ads are annoying, but that's how I make money. That's how YouTube makes money. That's how we keep this thing going. So there's three ways to do the ads. You can hover over the skip which means I get nothing probably. If you let the ad play through, I get something. Cents, ladies and gentlemen, cents. Or if you subscribe to YouTube, I still get cents, but at least you skip all the ads. So if you consume a lot of YouTube content, consider getting a YouTube subscription. It's like $13 a month, $15 a month, something like that. Consider it public television type stuff. And again, if you look at the views by content, the RV tours get done really well, and stuff like RV park Wi-Fi tips don't perform well. The propane thing didn't perform all that great. So I'm trying to help you, teach you to be an RVer, how to do this stuff. The drama ripped cable out of my van is going to do pretty good. But I just show you this just so you have an understanding. Let me go one more screen and then we'll call it. So these are videos that I create. And by the way, for every 10 minutes of video you see, it takes about 5 hours of time plus the shooting time, which can be significant, certainly for RV tours at trade shows. Let me do one last thing for you here. These are the live views. So Kevin of 30 to Wake Up has been doing a lot of live views lately. And we're going to do these every Wednesday. You can look at the views here. And these are views after the video gets uploaded. So again, awesome, right? Overall, but this is a business to me. So I look at the numbers. I'm going to share the numbers with you. What comments do you have about that? I would be curious if you've ever seen this kind of stuff before. If you have a YouTube channel, do you following this stuff, the analytics and what have you? We'll do this updates every now and again. You're part of the success of this channel, and you drive me, each and every one of you. And how can I be better content provider, adding value, getting what you want out of your RV experience? That's what this is about. So I look at those metrics very, very carefully. So one last scan for questions, and then we're going to call it a wrap for the evening. It looks like, Steve says time. Yeah, there's 3 metrics: the views, the watch time, how much of the video was watched. And we're actually actively tracking that. If I'm going to pan over here, so bear with me. If you see my notes, these things right there. So I track these on my card, and I look at these every day just to remind me where we're going, where we've been. Shut this back down. So again, thank you very much for watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. We had fewer people than we've had before. So now I'm wondering if it's time of day of the week. So I look at all this stuff. So if What's Up Wednesday doesn't work out, maybe we'll do Saturday morning. So that's where I've done these typically. But again, thumb up if you got something out this evening, you learned something you didn't know. We'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central. And we'll do a similar topic. So viewer question of the week, we'll discuss that. We'll do a viewer recommendation, probably around coffee next week. Show you a Luke photo. Song of the week. We got some good stuff to climb through on there. And thank you for joining me tonight. Really appreciate that. Until we see you soon, I wish you to journey on. Bye-bye.